Alicia, and welcome back to my YouTube channel! For my last video in my back to school series, I decided I wanted to do a back to school themed Q&A. So you guys asked me some questions, and now the answers will be revealed. Favorite thing about school? I'd have to say my favorite thing about going to school is seeing my friends. Because during the summer, everybody is going their own separate ways, and so finding time to meet with people during the summer is sometimes hard, whereas during the school year, you see each other almost every day. Least favorite thing about school? I really hate it when teachers are constantly lecturing our class about behavior, because not only is our class one of the biggest classes, but it's also the most talkative class, and it's been like that for years and years, and the teachers think that lecturing us will just teach us not to talk, and it gets boring listening to the same speech over and over and over and over again, especially when you weren't the one talking in the first place. What person did you miss the most over the summer? I didn't really miss anybody over the summer, because my friends that have moved away from me, I still have on Snapchat and Instagram, so I still talk to them, and I've sort of gotten used to the fact that they don't live here anymore. Did you like elementary school or middle school better? This question is really hard to answer because in elementary school, I was homeschooled, but then I also went part-time to one of the elementary schools for music and art. And so I'm not sure whether I'm comparing middle school to homeschooling or middle school to the part-time at the elementary school, so I'm just going to compare middle school to both of those. When comparing middle school to the part-time I spent at that elementary school, middle school was way better. Because in elementary school, when I went there for part of the time, I didn't really have any friends, and I was just really shy and awkward because I was used to just staying home and doing my schoolwork, and so I just sort of blended into the scenery and didn't really talk to anybody. But then in middle school, I sort of got out of my shell and started talking to people and started making friends, and I liked that a lot better. However, when comparing middle school to homeschooling, I think it's sort of a tie because there's pros and cons to both of them. I really liked homeschooling because I got to work at my own pace, it was quiet, no distractions, I could just focus, but I didn't like it because I was really lonely and just stayed at home all day, and so I liked middle school, being around people and being able to do more activities and stuff. So this next question comes from one of my friends, and she told me through Instagram DM that if I picked her question, not to put her name in it, but instead call her my bestest friend in the entire universe who is way cooler than all of y'all's friends. So, my bestest friend in the entire universe who is way cooler than all of y'all's friends asks, how badly do you want to be a grade ahead with all of your friends? I really wanted to be a grade ahead because since I was homeschooled and didn't get out of the house, my only friends I had were through my church youth group. And in my youth group, there's only one other person in my same grade. Everybody else is a grade ahead of me, and so I made really good friends with the people a grade above me, and we became really close. And this all worked fine until they all decided to go to high school without me and left me alone at the middle school. And not only were we not in the same schools anymore, but we were also in different youth groups because the middle school and the high school youth group are separate, so I didn't even really see them at church anymore. So I really wanted to become a grade ahead, but now it doesn't really matter. We're all united, and we still talk to each other, and it'll all be cool until you guys all go to college, and then I have no idea what I'm gonna do anymore, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. What is your favorite class in school? My favorite class is in direct correlation with my favorite teacher because I like all of my subjects, so it's not like my favorite class is always my favorite subject. It is all about the teacher. If I like that teacher, then that's going to be my favorite class. Who's your favorite teacher? I really like my algebra teacher because even though she talks 500 miles per hour, she is really nice and funny and makes algebra fun. I don't dread going to her class every day. If you were a teacher, what would you teach? I think I'd probably teach math because I really like math and I've liked all of my math teachers so far, and I sort of want to carry on their legacy of wonderful math teachers. Do you play any other instruments besides the saxophone? Yes, I also play the piano and the ukulele, but I have a bucket list of instruments that I want to learn how to play, like the banjo, the guitar, the trumpet, clarinet, and French horn. What is your school must-have? I'd say friends, even if you just have a few friends, because without your friends, school would be really boring. If you could have any class at your school, what would it be and why? I would say more theater classes, because in middle school, there are no theater opportunities. The school doesn't offer any of them. And even in high school, there is a musical and a spring play, but that's only 2 theater opportunities in a year. I think it would be better if there was an actual theater class and you could work on your theatrical skills year-round. What's your favorite school lunch? I really like the school pizza. The school pizza is pretty good, along with their beef fritters and their steak fingers. Those are pretty good too. I have a lot of favorite meals. On a scale of 1 to 10, how nasty are your school lunches? Well, on a normal day, probably a 2 or a 3, but then there are some days that the nasty scale can't even describe how nasty the school lunches are. There's been a few times where my friend and I have found hair in our food. Once my friend got a cookie and her cookie had a metal chunk in it. And another time they have clear glasses that you can fill up with water if you don't want to drink milk. And we poured our milk into one of those glasses and the milk had separated. And we looked and the milk was expired. However, I am not trying to throw the school cooks under the bus. Most of the time, they are doing a wonderful job. There's just been a few incidents along the years that have caught my attention. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to see more of my videos, click the information button. Remember to give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that subscribe button. Oh yeah, hit that subscribe button. And I'll see you next time, guys.